Hey everybody, I just wanted to show you this unboxing video here that I'm making of the 2019 iMac Pro. This is the top of the line iMac Pro with everything in it, all the RAM, all the hard drive space. It's got the 4TB SSD, 256 gigs of RAM. So this is the, I don't know what model number this would be, but this is what Apple just updated. We ordered it about 3 or so weeks ago, maybe 2.5 weeks ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. Just got here today. So this is our first iMac Pro, and I have a couple questions about it, specifically like keyboard and mouse. One second. Yeah, so this keyboard and mouse should be space gray. Let's go ahead and we'll take this bag off of here. Let this thing breathe. So this bag is different. This looks darker just because the lighting in here, but it's actually just darker in general. Usually these are like a white material, and this is more of a space gray color. So this is a cover that comes on it. There's a little sticker on the back side that shows software licensing, blah, 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 Tim Cook, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so here's my biggest question about this computer. I want to look at that now. I want to look at this box. I'm just tearing to shreds. Sorry, everybody. Is this keyboard and mouse should be space gray, should be like a dark black. But what I'm curious to know is, oh, this is nice. Yeah, so this is the same as the other lightning-enabled keyboard. So there's a lightning port that's there, if you can see. Looks like the shape of USB-C, but it's lightning. And it's got a little power button here, so that'll turn on. It'll turn green. I don't know if you can see that. And so when you open the rest of this, what I'm curious to know is there a cable in here, and is the cable black? That is the coolest thing. A black lightning cable. This was worth all $15K. Thank you, Tim Cook. Thank you for making this match. Big question answered right there. Black cable, black USB to lightning. Cool. It's a collector's item. All right, next thing, here's the mouse. Comes in its own little baggie. That's nice. Okay. This thing's nice and shiny. Same thing. Lightning port on the back. Nothing's changed here. Says designed by Apple in California. I don't know if this is a different model because it's a different color, but anyway, here's that. So now that we got those things out of the way, let's throw this trash over. Oh, one more cover on this computer here. This is plastic, cellophane sort of thing. It doesn't really have like a clear path to taking it off, but now we're talking. And then I'll show you this. In the back here, you will see this one more piece of plastic to protect the shiny, shiny Apple logo on the back. One more piece on the bottom here. So this is traditionally where they have the serial number, the model identifier, and all that good stuff on the back here. Just want to check that out. Yeah, serial, made in California. Model A1862. So that is, in fact, the new Mac Pro. Let's check out the back here. So we've got the card reader slot, the 1/8" headphone jack, 4 USB ports, 4 USB 3 ports, and Ethernet. Thank God for the Ethernet. And then the power supply, which is through that hole here. Okay, power supply is on the ground somewhere. cool. Let's go ahead and get this out. This is actually the most bizarre box I've ever seen anything Apple related come in. This just, it's cardboard. It's not white. It's not clean. It looks like kind of recycled. Although this comes with a power cord, I have probably 9,000 of these power cords. Like, I don't need a new power cord for a Mac. That's the one thing that Apple has not changed, is these European style power cords. Everybody that complains about this and USB 3, thank God they still stick to this. So you can take a 20, like an 09 iMac and 2009. You can take an 09 iMac and throw that same power cord into it, or these are probably all the same ones that go to a Mac Pro outside of this angle that's right there. So that's a little bit different, so it fits into the monitor. But I go ahead and plug this bad girl in. Okay, a little crunchy on the plug-in. All right, it's plugged in. Let's turn the mouse on, turn the keyboard on. Power button, still in the same place, which is on the opposite side of where all the ports and everything are. So we will go here. It's going to work. Oh, check it out. I don't know if you guys can see that very well. It's probably pretty dark. Let me get better or worse. Yeah, sorry. I don't know if we've got somebody watching or if you're watching this, comment in the comment section. Let me know where you're watching from if you got any questions about this cool new machine. So what it wants to do is it wants me to turn this mouse on and off, and it wants me to turn this keyboard on and off. Oh, look at that. Mouse is paired. Tracking pretty well here. It says language. We want to go with the Netherlands. Just kidding. We're going with English. All right. Wants to know if the keyboard is connected. To pair a Bluetooth keyboard, turn it on and wait for your computer to connect to it. I know how we can just jump around this step, and it is with this fancy all black $15,000 lightning cable. Cannot believe that they don't sell these online or in the store, that you have to get this collector's item. There we go. English. Whoa. I'm seeing this like crazy amount of lag right now in the mouse movement after plugging in the keyboard. It's almost like the mouse is moving really slow. It's like there's a hair. Sometimes there's little hair follicles that will get on onto the eye of that mouse there. One gripe about this:
macOS contains a built-in screen reader called VoiceOver. If you know how to use VoiceOver, press Command F5 now to turn it on and set up your Mac. If you would like to learn how to use VoiceOver to...
Nope. All right. One thing that I just don't understand about this is that this charging port is at the bottom, so you can't use this while it's charging. You have to flip it over, not use it. But like, why couldn't this charge right here at the top or on the back? Like, what? Okay, mouse seems to be back to normal again. Keyboard, use English there. That's what's asking us about the Wi-Fi that we want to get on. We're going to get on this one. Row, row, row your boat. Connecting. Won't use Wi-Fi with this. Plug this into an Ethernet and get gigabit everywhere I need to. Well, get gigabit back to, you know, the ups and downs of a 200 to 500 meg flex internet. But hopefully everybody knows this, that your wired in Ethernet is always faster than your Wi-Fi. You're rarely ever getting a faster Wi-Fi connection than you would with gigabit Ethernet. But I don't know. A lot of people don't plug in their machine when they can. So, you know, all right. I think I got a viewer. Any questions, viewer guy? Any? Nothing? Okay. Check this out. Wants to know the data privacy, blah, blah, blah. We're not going to tell anybody about your information. We're not going to do anything with it. And then it says here, hey, looks like I got another viewer here. If you guys got any questions, chat and below and we'll take care of it. We're looking at the new 2019 maxed out iMac Pro that we just unboxed. So this wants to know, do we want to transfer any of our information? And right now we're not going to, and I will kind of slowly move things over to this. So don't transfer my information now. Wants to know if we want to sign in with an Apple ID. I do not want to sign in with an Apple ID. I want to set that up later. I'm going to skip all of that. And then basically it's going to take me to a login window where it's going to say, hey, you need to set up a user account. You need to set up a computer name, all that good stuff. You just check the box for the software agreement, which we've all seen the South Park iTunes agreement. We know that that can be pretty sketchy. So, okay, full name. Let's check this out. We're going to go with pretty cool ones. I don't know if you can tell, and you probably can't see that, but I love how dark this is. This whole thing is like in night mode, like on OS Mojave. Everything is very dark. So put in the username and the account name. Usually I like to make those two things the exact same. Usually I like to do like a first dot last name. So for your full name, I would do first dot last name. And then for the account name, I would do first dot last name. So that keeps everything the exact same. And I really like that when it takes a structure, something like a home folder, that it doesn't, you're not differentiating between the full name and then the name dot last name kind of thing. So I keep those the same. Here's the Express setup. It says all these features are going to be added below, blah, blah, blah. We'll just hit OK, that's fine, which probably means we're enabling Siri, we're enabling the microphone. Oh, there we go. Do you want to enable Ask Siri? I don't. I do not want her talking to me. On the computer, I don't. I'm going to go with light or dark mode for this video. I'm going to go light so that, yeah, everybody can see what we're doing on the video. And so your Magic Keyboard is wirelessly connected to the Mac. So this fancy cable that they made specifically black for this computer, I don't need this anymore. So sad until the batteries die, and then you'll need this. So these things should last 2 weeks or so with 40 hours a week use kind of thing. So I don't know what that would mean for just kind of intermittent use and kind of coming and going with this connection. So anyway, I think like 2 to 3, 2.5 weeks on use on these things is a pretty good number. So now that I've got the user account made on the Mac, most times when you pull a Mac out of the box, the first thing you want to go to and do, and this is going to be different on OS Mojave. If you get an older machine that has High Sierra or Sierra, first thing we want to do is run updates on it. We want to check out if there's any patches, if there's anything that's specific, especially like firmware for a machine like an iMac or a Mac Mini, but most times straight out of the box, there's not a firmware update for these things. So, and speaking of that, I don't know that I see a lot of firmware updates from Apple anymore, outside of like the 2012 MacBook Pro or a 2013 like Retina MacBook Pro. So anyway, system preferences is where software update is now. And so we're going into software update. And we're going to go into this little icon here, and it's going to tell you that Mac OS 10.14.4 is the new version that just came out on Monday, and that means that's going to have a new Apple News application and a couple of other things. But there's a box here to check, see if you want to keep the Mac up to date. I don't want to check that because I like to know when I'm updating, because I like to know when things potentially are going to break, because not everything is stable. Just because you updated it does not mean it's stable. So right now is probably a good time to check what build is this on. So this is on 10.14.3. So we're going to go to 10.14.4. We're going to update that now. And I'm going to download and restart, which means I think our time here is over. Well, if I was plugged into the Ethernet, it'd be lickety split and downloading that quick. So if you guys got any questions about this computer and this build out, about the new Space Gray Black Magic Mouse and Keyboard, or if you got any questions about building out a Mac or setting up user accounts or anything like that, put it on the comments on this video and I'll get back to you. If you got something that you want to see a video tutorial about this Mac Pro, comment down there as well. But this is Apple's kind of latest and greatest machine, which kind of sucks because it's not the latest and the greatest. You can build a custom PC for far cheaper than you can buy this. You can build like 3 or 4 custom kick-ass PCs for the cost of this. So things that I don't like about the stuff that Apple's doing, if you're watching right now, Mr. Tim Apple, is that the video cards that are in these Macs run so poorly with a lot of the Adobe applications, specifically After Effects or Premiere Pro, or anything where we want to render video at a higher rate and we're not using Final Cut Pro. We're doing any sort of like high octane render or Cinema 4D, any sort of like heavy graphics related stuff. Now, I haven't used this. I don't know that this is going to be much better. But for most of the hardware that Apple releases and has, it's not much better. So this is just more expensive and a little better, but not better. So hopefully with their Mac Pro that they're going to release at some point in 2019, we'll be downcycling this, getting a new version of that and moving forward on it. But like I said, any questions, leave them in the comments below. And we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.